All right. Welcome, everybody. How are you?
Welcome to our live show.
I'm David Driscoll.
This is Minjae Kim.
We are here today for some Body and Brain live coaching. It's October 21st, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot going on, a lot of things in the news, and a lot of conflict.
So that is why today we'll talk about our fifth chakra,
Fifth chakra, which is
expression,
ding,
and this color.
and located with the throat, neck area. This is the throat chakra. The fifth chakra is located here.
And especially people are expressing their opinions a lot these days, but we believe we need to find our common ground.
Common ground, very important. So, yeah, we're going to talk about some of the ways that conflict can block our fifth chakra and then what you can do about it.
Yes. So our fifth chakra is about expressing, and these days the society is getting polarized a lot.
Yeah, polarized is a very common thing, especially politically. It seems like more and more people are kind of at the opposite ends of the spectrum, which is interesting because we have all this social media, right?
Right.
We have all this social media and we can be aware of people all over the earth. We can talk, communicate all different religions, different races. We should kind of get to know each other better.
We have more choices of media and what information do we take more than ever.
More than ever. But
But
it doesn't always mean that we automatically end up being more tolerant of diversity. We don't always take into consideration the humanity of people who look different or think different, even though we're seeing them more.
yes, people having different ideas, it is not a bad thing. It is a healthy
Yeah,
thing.
actually, it can
Right?
be really good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a project where people with a really different style actually contribute different things to make the project successful?
Yeah, and then what will be the mindful way? What is a mindful way to deal with this conflict?
And why is it so important to be mindful as we face more and more of these, what really seem like big conflicts?
Yes. So how to deal with this conflict? Because we don't want everybody to think about the thing the same way or live their life in the same way. So how do we respect the differences and deal with this conflict with mindfulness?
How about you guys? Have you been feeling any stress based on the awareness of conflict? The awareness that, oh, I see things this way, but a different group or a different person sees things very differently, and I don't even feel like I can talk to that person or that group. Have you ever felt that? Comment and let us know, not necessarily who or what is getting to you, but if you felt that way.
Yes. It's pretty sure they with us. Right. So I don't know about the America very much, but in Korea, the political situation is getting more and more polarized. How about in the United States?
You don't know about America very much? How long have you lived here?
Yes.
I think
Tell
you
me
need
more.
To, I think you need to pay attention to America
I
too.
say I will pay more attention. Yes.
So yeah, especially politically, there's many reasons perhaps, but it seems like we have the left and the right, and there's more and more kind of antagonism,
Uh-huh.
like almost two different populations, two different countries, almost. It sounds like, but that's not true. America was founded on the idea that we have many different kinds of people with many different ideas that can live together.
Yeah, and also it is called melting pot.
Melting pot, yes.
Yeah.
A melting pot.
Yes. Respect each other and harmony and differences. Welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what we're founded on, right?
Right.
But these days, I don't know if we're really able to communicate with that diversity as easily as we would like.
Yes.
So confrontational. Right.
Hello, Lori.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yes. So
Very
confrontational.
confrontational.
Yes.
It's true.
So we prepare the statistics, right?
All right. So, when you're at Thanksgiving dinner, you don't want to bring up politics or religion, right? Don't bring up that conversation. But we're bringing it up here. But only to illustrate the fact that for a lot of us, we get into an echo chamber where even though we can see all different viewpoints, we choose to only focus on a certain voice or a certain group, and those talking points get repeated over and over, and it feels like we are separate from the others.
So this stat says that majority of Trump or Biden voters say they have just a few or new friends who support the other candidate.
Yeah, what does it say here? Trump supporters, same candidate they do for president. Their friends, almost 60% of the people say that a lot of their friends support the same, and 50% of Biden supporters, their friends a lot. Another 30 or 40%. So basically, 90% of their friends tend to support the same candidate.
That's a big number.
Big number.
Yeah.
And whether you believe strongly, it doesn't mean that you can't believe strongly in your candidate or your perspective or your position. That's not what finding common ground is about. It's like letting go of that and not being passionate.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about seeing the bigger importance is we're in this together.
Right. So before we are Democrats or Republican, we are American.
Yeah, and we can fight very strongly
Right.
with respect, with control. We can fight very strongly for our idea of how to make things better.
Yes. So, and how about this one?
Ooh, older voters are more likely to say a lot of their close friends share their candidate preference. Older voters, interesting.
Yes.
60, 50, yep, there you go. So older voters, it may seem like that friend group is more homogenous in their viewpoints.
Yes.
They tend to agree more. And again, there's nothing really wrong with that. You can, it feels good. It feels good to kind of support each other, to see things the same way. The problem is, if we take that as the number one priority, then we feel like we have to eliminate those who disagree with us because they're so different we can't communicate.
So what is our priority? Is it our political view or the qualities like patriotism or like the value of love, tolerance and care and empathy and those kind of things as a human being?
Yeah. Just practically speaking, can we ever get rid of the opposition in any debate? Actually, no. Whether it's locally, nationally, globally, human beings tend to stake out territory with different perspectives. That's just something that we do.
Yeah, and how about this?
U.S. strained by increasing political polarization. You got 1994. It's looking at the viewpoints and somehow judging how liberal or conservative. So it looks like there's a lot of overlap in 1994. And then 2014, among those who are politically engaged, a lot of a bigger gap. Much bigger gap.
Yes. So being more and more polarized.
So it's a little bit harder. It may be more stressful. There may be more emotions when we try to communicate with those who see things differently. And naturally, that's uncomfortable. For most of us, we don't like talking with people who see things very differently because it's so stressful.
Yes. And when you see these differences and conflict, how do you deal with it? And what will be the mindfulness tip to deal with these differences?
That's right. So let's take a look at a couple tips. Maybe this is good preparation for Thanksgiving if the family's getting together and there's some different perspectives coming to the table. This will be a good thing to remember, or in any other debate.
Yeah, any other debates.
Let's take a look.
Yes. So we prepared 4 mindfulness tips to find common ground.
Yeah, let's look at number one. Actually, before we go to number one,
Oops, I give it away.
before you go to number one, question is, do we want common ground?
Oh my God, that is a fundamental question.
If we don't want common ground, then none of this is going to matter.
Right.
We're not going to try because it's too easy to feel naturally this instinct of kind of fighting with the other perspective.
So we may have different ideas about the politics and or religions. Before that, we need to understand that we are brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's just practically, we live in the same country, we live on the same planet, we're all human beings. Let's not forget about that. we forget about that, we get into this illusion of being able to win,
Right.
being able to eliminate the things that we disagree with, which has never been the case in history and is not going to be the case.
Yeah, and we share the same planet, and then the planet is suffering now, and we can see an evidence of natural disaster everywhere. So we need to know that we are in this together. Like coronavirus too, we are in this together.
That's a great point, coronavirus. If, and we can all do this, I do it too, I have to do it. If you see things a certain way and people who see it differently feel so foreign that you don't even want to see them or talk to them or connect with them, I think we need to restart.
Right.
I think we need to start over and reassess, do I want common ground?
And also we cannot avoid the conflict.
Yeah.
So how do we mindfully deal with this situation?
So let's look at tip number 1. Number 1,
Allow yourself to feel what you are feeling.
it's not wrong to be upset. It's not wrong to get angry or be scared or be frustrated by the debate or the people or the things that they're saying. That happens to us. We have a part of us which is very protective of our group and our way of seeing things.
And it is often the case when we feel really stressed or upset or feel we are hurt, then we don't allow ourselves to feel what I'm feeling.
That's right. And if we don't allow ourselves to feel it, usually that means we either become numb and we become apathetic, we don't care, which is actually a big problem, or we react right away defensively.
Because we feel like we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But actually, we do have lots of choices.
But this is the first thing, is it's okay to feel upset. It's okay to be stressed out by conflict, by politics, by all kinds of debate. That's normal. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, and it doesn't mean you have to immediately try to make it go away.
So when you confront differences and conflict, why don't you pause and allow yourself to feel what you are feeling?
Feel what you're feeling. So that's number 1. Some of you may do that all the time already, and for some of you, that might be something that's not as easy to do. Maybe the people around you also don't have a habit of accepting a certain feeling, and it becomes very uncomfortable,
Right.
anything that causes emotion.
So try to feel.
Simple idea.
Yes, that's a very basic idea of mindfulness.
Let's talk about number 2, which is a little bit more of a practical action you can take.
What is that?
Settle into your breathing. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have the opportunity to take a deep breath before acting and responding.
The importance of breathing. So when we are upset or emotional, what happens to our breathing?
Breathing, sometimes we stop breathing
Stop
entirely.
breathing. Yes.
And
Or-
usually it becomes kind of short.
Yeah, like over breathing.
Over breathing.
Yes.
Shallow breathing. Basically, our mind leaves the body and goes into this world of conflict or debate or argument.
So when that happens, why don't you pause and try to settle into your breathing?
Yeah. And if you do get in a conflict, afterwards, notice how long it took you to remember to breathe. Did it stir you up so much that it took 15 minutes before you could actually take a deep breath again?
Remember, deep breathing, and also slow breathing is so important.
Breathing, right.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't mean that you're just going to kind of give in or give up your viewpoint. It just means that you're staying centered. You're not reacting out of instinct or emotion, which human beings tend not to do very well in terms of creating a common ground.
It is about knowing what is more important by focusing inside.
Yeah. Knowing that and choosing that. So, taking a deep breath. How about right now?
Let's do it.
Let's take a deep breath. One tip you've seen us mention before, little tapping.
Tapping.
Little tapping can go along. Why do we do tapping? You may want to take a deep breath, but your brain may already be worked up with all these thoughts and emotions. Oh, this person is so arrogant. Oh, this thing is so disgusting. Oh, this is such a bad situation. If you're already thinking like that, it's very hard even if you try. Do a little, all right, woo, okay, gotta come back here and now. All right, things are okay. It's not a life or death situation, even if I'm angry. You can tap the body, you can just move your body a little bit. All these little tricks will help you hold on to your awareness.
Because if you are upset by other person and if you feel you are hurt, that means your consciousness is focusing on outside.
Right.
not inside.
That's
So
right.
by tapping and by breathing, by pausing and by feeling, you are bringing your consciousness back to yourself.
So let's do a little meditation. Right now, I want you to think about someone or something that gets you upset.
Really?
It could be political, it could be social, it could be health-wise, I don't know. Anything that really makes you upset, just bring it to mind for a moment.
Mhm.
Let yourself feel it for a moment.
Right.
Ooh, is there something?
Actually, it is very not easy to feel the emotions, the dark emotions that we have.
How quickly does your brain kind of try to avoid it or shut it off or find something else to focus? But just take a deep breath. Yeah, okay. And now let's do a little tapping.
Tapping.
So if a certain candidate or a certain argument or a certain debate gets you upset, tap your chest and then halfway let your mind go into that debate. Oh yeah. But choose not to go crazy over it. Even if it's the most important thing in your perspective, we really can't allow this to happen. Stay here, breathe.
And also the difference is not only about the political things, but it can happen a lot in many different aspects of our human relationships.
Yeah, that's right. How about tapping the core? You know, the core, the second brain, we have to be there. We have to be present. We have to be aware of that part. So we do this core tapping. We've done this before.
In this way, try to feel your body and feel your feeling.
Now, if this is new to you, you might say, but I don't want to distract myself from the issue. I don't want to take it less seriously. I want to fight. I want to win. I want to argue. Good. But if you're not arguing for common ground, are you really going to create something that lasts as a solution? Or are you going to add more fuel to the fire, and then whoever you're opposed to is going to come back even harder against you?
Right.
That's where that division. So, yes, stick with your perspective, but find some peace inside. So settle into your breath.
Yeah. Second tip was settle into your breath.
Let's keep going. There's a lot to say about the techniques, but we're going to, today is about really looking at concepts, principles.
And how about our third tip?
Very important one. Focus on the common goal as you start to communicate.
Yeah. But the thing is, do you want to focus on the common goal?
Do you want to focus on the common goal? You got to ask yourself that. It may start out with a conversation, yes, I do want to have a common goal, but then that other person pushes my buttons, or I forget about it and I get all worked up. At every moment, you got to keep coming back to, what is the common goal?
Yes.
What is the bigger picture? If I lose sight of that, I'm just adding fuel to the fire.
Yes. So see things from a distance. One step back from a distance.
Then, have you had this experience? You can comment, please, if you have. Have you ever had the experience of stepping back for a moment, seeing the common goal, and realizing, oh, I don't want to say that, because that's just kind of going to inflame them. That's just attacking them. Oh, I don't like your perspective. You're stupid. And instead, saying, for the common goal, let's focus on this. So, for instance, maybe we disagree about something like immigration. How many people should be allowed into a country, whatever.
Very
Oh,
touchy subject.
touchy subject. Maybe I think your perspective is so selfish. Instead of saying that, I say, well, but look at the benefits to this side for all of us.
Right.
Maybe there's a common ground. Maybe some immigration is good. I don't want to get into the exact topic too much. The point is, your sense changes when you have a bigger view versus when you have a smaller view. What you end up wanting to communicate will be different. That's a sign that you've actually changed your perspective.
So let's focus on the common goal. So we share one country and one planet.
Right. So focusing on the common goal, very important. Keep reminding yourself of that. Number 4.
Forgive and smile.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Whether it's a debate, whether it's a political issue, whether it's a social issue, a family issue, it's not just one time
Yes.
we're going to address these things.
Forgive and smile. Forgive yourself and forgive other people.
This is important because if we don't have the habit of forgiving and letting go of the emotion and kind of the feelings that came up, the next time we're not really ready to open our heart and have a constructive debate again.
Yeah. And smile. Try to put smile on your face.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay taxes because you smile more.
Really?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No. Not yet.
Even if you want a really big smile,
No tax yet.
no tax for that. I see. So it's free and it makes a difference. Otherwise, we accumulate resentment, we accumulate negative memories, and it affects our ability to be open-minded in the future.
Yes. So forgive and smile.
Forgive. Even if you don't forget. Let go of that emotional part. Even if you do remember the facts, learn from the arguments, open the heart.
Yes.
Really important. So, should we practice something?
Yeah, let's practice. So
Practice a little.
today's topic was our fifth chakra.
Da-da-da.
Why,
Fifth chakra.
why don't you do some sound healing?
Yeah, let's do some sound healing. First, let's warm up the body. As always, we want to come back to the body. So how about a little neck stretch? Let's do a neck circle. If you haven't learned about the chakras before, the fifth chakra, you can go to our YouTube live recording from last week. We did a whole chakra series where we did some meditation. So this fifth chakra is related a lot with expressing yourself honestly, creating harmony with different people, and opening your heart.
When your fifth chakra is not healthy, then it is often the case that you don't feel free to express yourself.
Right.
Or you express it too much
Right.
to the level that you hurt your health.
So some people say that the fifth chakra energy, when it's really comfortable and open, expressing from the heart, that it's actually healthier for your thyroid gland, for your neck, even for your brain. And yes, you can express yourself more comfortably, honestly, and harmoniously.
Yes.
So we do want to wake up the feeling there. You can even do a little tapping, make a little sound. Remember, it's always mind and body together, feeling and awareness. La, 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 la.
Once again, allow yourself to feel your feeling now. What do you feel now?
Good. So fifth chakra. Now the fifth chakra is famously important because it's part of the voice. You know, the voice is very closely related with the energy here.
Mm-hmm.
So using your voice, for some people it's very difficult. It's a great way to practice activating the fifth chakra is just making some sounds.
Express yourself. And it doesn't have to be word or language.
No.
Just express something. And then at first it might feel awkward to you, but the more you do it, then you feel more comfortable.
I see a comment from Heidi. Been expressing too much to myself and hanging on to anger. First of all, that's a great observation to be aware of. I'm glad that you know that you've been doing that.
Yes. So this time, why don't you really focus on the fifth chakra, and then we can move on and do practice.
Yeah. So first step, let's make a little more sound. Ah sound. And feel the vibration in your throat area. Especially if you've been holding on to a lot of stress, it may feel really uncomfortable to open up your throat and make a sound. It might be more uncomfortable than it was before after you've been going through stress. Your body and your mind know that you've been holding on to something.
Yes. So we will create some musical sound, and then react to it, and move your body, and you can do some vibration around your shoulders and your neck.
Yeah, you can do this freely. We are going to focus on the fifth chakra, but if you want to move your spine, that's good. Anything's okay. Let's do a little of that movement.
Yes. Focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's begin self-healing.
You can do jaw stretching. This is a good moment to take a deep breath and just stretch out your body a little. Get into the rhythm of the movement. Move your spine, move your shoulders. Take just 3 minutes to break. Feel the vibration in your body. Exhale. Remember, your body is made of vibrating energy at a deep level. It's really true. As you listen, you can stretch your body, you can make a sound, you can do tapping. Keep loosening up. Feel your body and breathe. Focus on the feeling in your body. What do you feel? What do you feel? Focus on the feeling in your body. And breathe. And if you've been holding on to any stress or any resentment and anger, imagine breathing it out. You're not letting go of your power and independence, but you're actually gathering your energy. You're gathering your mind inside. Let go of the emotion. Just breathe. I am strong. I'm peaceful. I trust we can make it work. I trust myself and I trust others. Even if we disagree, we're all human. We all want the same things fundamentally. Sometimes I can be caught in my thoughts and emotions and judgments, and sometimes other people can also be caught in judgments and emotions. But underneath that, we all want the same thing. You have to find that feeling of trust if you really want to get people to calm down. And if you can already feel trust, then try to expand it to compassion, empathy. And if you can feel empathy, you can even expand that to love. Even if I disagree strongly with someone, empathy and compassion doesn't mean I let go of my conviction. Breathe in, breathe out.
Very powerful meditation.
So if you are still here with us, let us know if that meditation was useful, if it made sense to you, if you could feel, that sense of trust, even when we're in conflict, or if you can take it further, and even with people who you disagree with, if you can feel empathy, compassion, we're actually on the same team.
That is important.
Yeah.
So before we are different, we need to see that we are the same species, and also we share the same planet, and we are on the same team. We are brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we know it's true, but often emotionally we're not connected to that feeling.
Right. So that is why we need mindfulness to get over our emotions and try to find a common ground.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for spending the time to tune in. You felt things shifting, right? Yeah, it's not about winning or losing. It's not about agreeing or even disagreeing. It's about internally that emotion and that connection with the heart, because automatically when we connect with our own heart, we can feel others' heart. We can help them feel their heart too.
Yeah. So it is about being mindful about ourselves,
Mm.
and it is having a power, and it is about trusting ourselves.
Yeah.
Without the power, we cannot have empathy.
Yeah. So this is an application of brain education principles, mindfulness principles that we use in body and brain practice, and using it to manage our own stress and manage our awareness and even our physical condition in this day-to-day world that we live in.
Yes. And with this brain education and also all the holistic fitness thing, then we can remind ourselves about we are all the same, and we can find a common ground.
That's right. So tune in as much as you can. Share with us. We'd love to see your comments, even if you're watching this later. And also subscribe to Body and Brain TV on YouTube. We're going to have more practical videos where there's an exercise routine or meditation and breathing tips so that you can really do this and practice with your body.
Please share this video to your friends and families, and also let us know what kind of video do you want to see.
Mm-hmm. So we'll keep coming to you with more chats. Yeah, like he said, let us know what you want us to talk about, and please tune in and add to the discussion. We want to hear how you are taking action. Please try this when you're in some kind of situation that brings up stress, and that will also give you new awakenings about how important it is to stay mindful.
Uh-huh. Yes, being mindful is really a hot topic and really important to our life.
Yeah, it can really help a lot now more than ever. We've seen the limit of argument. You can't win. You never, even if you win, you end up strengthening the opposition. So let's find common ground and let's go together.
More and more people are worried about the future of this country and the future of this planet, and let's be mindful and let's try to develop our love for this country and the planet.
Yeah. So ultimately, that's what Body and Brain is here for: taking care of ourselves, health, happiness, and peace, and creating a healthier, happier, more peaceful society.
All right. So thank you so much, and let's stay mindful.
Thank you, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Be healthy and happy. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.
Bye.